Squashes and cucumbers are staples in my garden, and they should be staples in yours too. Not because of how beautiful they look while growing and producing, but because of the many benefits that they provide to our bodies. They are high in fiber. We need fiber for our digestive system. With all the junk we are eating, we need more fiber in our diet. And they're high in vitamins and minerals. Some of them can be stored for very long periods, and so they're staples in my garden. My name is Marie if you're new here, and this is our container garden in which we grow most of the fresh produce that we eat on a daily basis right here at home. Now, this morning is all about cucumbers and squashes. I'm going to take you through the garden and show you some of the lovely ones that I have growing and currently producing in the garden. How are you doing, guys? Thank you so much for the overwhelming support. Appreciate you hyping up the videos. Thank you for liking and leaving your comments on previous videos. Kindly consider subscribing if you've not already subscribed to the channel to help us grow. All right, let me start up here with some of the ones that I planted recently and then work our way down. The spaghetti squashes are doing me so proud. These I'm planting for the first time, and I made this as a trellis with you when they just started to vine out. It's a beautiful fruit. Some of them didn't hold, but I expected as much. This is one plant with one fruit right here. That on so many little ones, but they just fell off. There is one coming. I'm not sure if that one will hold, but that is one plant. And guys, these are in about 2 gallons of soil. That's the container that they're planted in. And now the other plant is doing better. It's a smaller plant, but it has watch the stink bugs. I'm telling you, these bugs, the stink bugs not as bad as the squash bugs, and so I'm gonna get some soapy water and get rid of them nonetheless. But the spaghetti squash is doing well. And these are winter type squash for persons living in cooler countries. They would plant spaghetti squash and have them stored into the winter to have fresh veggies to eat. So this is one that come next season, if you've not tried, give it a shot, and you'll probably have fresh food to eat when it gets cooler. But those are looking good. They're still climbing up my trellis that I made for them, doing amazing. Still have both male and female flowers pushing out on them. So that's one of the squashes. This is the newest one in the garden. I have some planted that I've grown before, so let's check those ones out as well. It is so early, and I'm not using the mic because I want you to hear what is happening in the surrounding, the wind. I'm not sure if you can hear the ocean. If we get birds visiting, whatever insects, I'd love for you to hear them and the mic not drown them out, so I'm not using the mic this morning. Oh my word. Look at this patch. Look at my fall patch, guys. It's not a cabbage or broccoli or cauliflower morning, but my oh my is my fall patch that we planted together doing beautifully. Talking about fall patch, here's the other over here where we utilize our grow bags and our little black containers in this small area of the garden. Let's look at my fall garden. Oh, carrots, beetroots, turnips, kales, peppers, tomatoes. Well, peppers and tomatoes, not fall crops. But because we have summer conditions in Jamaica, all year round I have peppers and tomatoes too. But the fall garden up here, got the turnips. Amazing. Now back to the squashes, because that's what this video is about. How the squashes are doing that we planted in the garden. Over here, these need some watering. They weren't watered yesterday for various reasons. This is a crooked neck squash. They're all planted in containers. That's the first fruit on this plant. And I believe it was pollinated because it's growing. So crooked neck squash is one of my favorites to grow. I love it. They're beautiful and they do well in the heat and in containers. So it's one of my favorite ones to plant is the crooked neck. But I think my all-time favorite is growing right over here. I'm seeing my first fruit. That's a zucchini. There it is right there. That's the first fruit. I can't wait for the flower to open to get pollinated. But I love planting and eating zucchini. It's been a while, but we're finally getting a zucchini fruit. And I'm so happy to see that. I think I have another little crooked neck squash here. And there goes the first fruit of that one also. More fruit coming up. Let me see if I can tell which one this is. This is a zucchini as well. Right. These need watering. They're not looking too bad, but they have not been watered since morning. And they're all in little containers and producing. Talk about producing. We have some more squashes over here that is producing. I have another favorite over. I think I love all squashes. This is a crooked neck. Says this fruit needs to be harvested. This one is so pretty. That one is to be harvested. Doing amazing. I'm gonna get to the cucumbers soon, guys. I have to show you the squashes up at this end of the garden. This is a crooked neck and it has more coming on. There's another one starting to grow there. And behind it is the butternut squash. Here it is. This is another winter squash. So I need to tell you as I go along which is which. Butternut is also a winter squash. And what that means is you grow them in the summer and then their rind or their skin, it is hard. It becomes hard and it protects them. So you grow them in the summer and then cure them and store them away for winter eating. For the summer squash, like the crooked neck and the zucchinis, these are soft skin and so you eat them in the summer or when it is warmer. So those ones cannot be stored for long term. But the hard one, like the spaghetti squash that I showed you earlier, along with the butternut and another one called honey nut, I'm going to plant some of those too. They will store during winter really well. Alright, so among the cucumbers and squashes we have a disappointment, and it's right over here. I lost all of those cucumbers to disease, I'm going to guess, but we have lovely ones at the lower section of the garden. So I'm not even going to cry over this spill milk. I'm going to pull the plants and replant something. Maybe I'll plant some beans to vine up on this trellis to utilize the space. Now it is planting time. Almost every day in September you can plant stuff. And I'm going to do a video. I'm going to try and do a video each month. I think I'm going to start at the end of September, and just to tell you which day to plant what for the following month. Let me know your thoughts on that, guys, because I know some of you don't understand the planting by the moon, so I'm going to try and break it down even simpler for you. And I'm going to try and start end of September, early part of October, so you're aware of what to plant during the particular month. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. This is a butternut squash. It was shaded out so badly. I started producing, but everything, the yams, everything just shaded out the poor plant, and so the fruits, I lost those fruits. Almost stick out my eyes, oh my word. I lost all of those fruits, but I removed the yam. Oh gosh, I left my pruner in here. I removed the yam from here, so even my June plums start looking so much better so quickly. That's how important sunlight is on your fruits and veggies. I removed those. I'll plant something else here that makes more sense. I might put a few corns in here. can plant corns as well now. Guys, you can plant today. When you're watching this video, you can plant anything basically above ground, no below ground, above ground crops. Oh my word, look at pestilence. Alright, moving on to the other squashes. This one I'm not sure what it is yet. Seen a male flower, no female. As soon as the female emerges, I'll show you what it is. I believe one of you asked me which plant is this. This is ribena. I'm not sure if it's this that you asked me or the Suriname cherry. But this is a Suriname cherry, and this is a ribena plant. There are other names for that fruit, but I know it as ribena. This is another squash. I'm not sure which fruit. This looks like a zucchini. Yes, this looks like a zucchini. This is another crooked neck squash, and it also has a fruit on it that needs to be harvested. So we have some harvesting to do. And more little ones coming on. These stink bugs, boy, I'm telling you. Whew. Alright, so that is another crooked neck squash right there. This is my fertilizer, guys. My manure tea. Not manure. Compost tea. Over here, we have a crooked neck squash. We harvested one from here together. Are you a stink bug or squash bug? I am terrified of the squash bugs. It has more baby fruits coming on and some lovely male flowers. And there's a bee doing its job. I love to see it. So this one, even though it does not have a female flower open, this bee will pollinate others in the garden. That crooked neck squash, it's in a container right there, and it is looking good. We got one from that so far. Okay, we're gonna go down to the lower section of the garden. We have one here. This pumpkin is a volunteer. I might allow this one to grow. I've had to pull the other one up top. It was just covering too much. This is a zucchini, and I can see the first fruit. I am so pleased. Can you see the first fruit right there? Let's try and show you. There it is. This little fruit right there. That's the first zucchini coming on this plant. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. Beautiful. Looking to see what pest caused this damage. I sprayed them off with soap water with a little baking soda because I saw worms coming on them. So I had to take care of that quickly. Not seeing worm, but the evidence is left from the worm damage, but no worms, thankfully. And let's move on down. The watermelon here. In the squash vining family, isn't it? Let me know in the comments, guys. I think it's the yellow watermelon that I planted there with my corn. Corn coming up. I think we're going towards the cucumbers now. Show you what's happening with the cucumbers. A little cabbage starting to fold. Interesting. I'm just looking to see whether or not I passed any squash that I didn't show you. I don't think so. Alright. Once you've eaten a cucumber that you've grown yourself, you'll never want to buy another one from the store. The ones you grow yourself is just amazing. The minute you harvest your first cucumber, you'll see the difference. So if you're not growing cucumbers already, I encourage you to plant your own because it's different. And then the medicinal benefits that we get from it cannot be measured. And so I always try to grow cucumbers in my garden. My poblano pepper coming up so nice. I'm seeing a bud in there. So these are, I believe these are tender green cucumbers. I want to believe that's what they are. The plants are beautiful. We're seeing male flowers. So That means we'll get females soon. So let's scan it out to see if we have any females. Oops, yes. There's our first female flower coming right there. Can't wait to see that open. It's been a while since we've harvested fresh cucumbers. I do not like supermarket cucumbers. It tastes like soap to me. Because they're so juicy, they collect the scent of the supermarket so easily. And it tastes of everything else that is selling in the supermarket. So can't wait to harvest fresh cucumbers in my garden to eat. We love it so much, and it helps Steve with his stomach problem. Couldn't tell when I hear Steve complain of having any stomach problem, because I feed him so much cucumbers. All right, let's make our way around to the back where we have some small cucumbers that we planted. Planted these together. These are, I think I'm gonna pull one each and leave one so I get the best from it. I think I'm gonna just do that right now. So we have one from each, so we get the best from it. I planted these are the lemon cucumbers, and I planted them with some wax beans. So these are beans, and then the cucumbers, and they're coming up really, really nice. I love them. They look good. Never gotten a fruit from my lemon cucumbers, so I'm gonna feed these with some banana tea, whatever I can feed them with, a little ash, some what do you call that, coffee grounds. I'm gonna do that with you guys so you can see how I feed them. It works for the other cucumbers, so I'm hoping it works for these as well. And I planted, ooh, hello there, you beautiful. Have I ever told you how beautiful you are? You are beautiful. It's like burnt orange. I planted these are, I think I'm gonna leave these two. They're kind of not in the same hole, but I might put one of these and I see which one is more healthy. These are pickling cucumbers, and I planted some regular green beans. I wonder if that's one. For some reason I think that's weed, and only one came. I planted some here too. I think I might just put back 2 seeds. It's perfect time to plant beans now. Oh, another cucumber here, and there is a flower, male flower. I'm gonna stake it up so it can vine up, but that is looking good too. Leaf miners are on it. Can't get rid of pests when you garden organically, guys. It's just something you have to deal with. And then I planted a watermelon here, and it is starting to vine out, so hopefully we get a fruit from there. There's one volunteer in there and one that I planted. Volunteers usually give me food, and so I hope to get something from that. I'm gonna provide an update on the tomatoes. There are some disappointments, guys, on the tomatoes, but in gardening we get that. I'm gonna share it with you in another video. We have enough disappointment on cucumbers today, so I'm gonna share that with you in another video. The cabbages that I plant down here looking so good. It's folding. Alright, so back here, did I leave out any? Okay, back here we have our beautiful Armenian yard-long cucumber. And you hear the dogs, guys. And it has quite a few young ones. Guys, do you remember how tiny these were a couple days ago? Look at that. We have quite a few fruits coming on it. We're so grateful. And there's a ladybug. Can you see her? And she eats aphids, so As long as it's not overwhelmed with aphids, if it's one or two, those ladybugs will take care of them. This cucumber plant is looking so good. Here's another little fruit right there. There's stink bugs on it, and there's another little fruit coming on right here. It produces on the tiny vines. Here's another fruit right there. Yeah, so it's not looking half bad at all. The last plant I planted, I got 2 cucumbers the size of giants. I was so pleased, and I'm seeing quite a few on this so far, so, and hopefully more will come. At the mulberry, I think it's feeding the birds more than it is feeding us, but hey, one of those things, right? It has so many fruits on there. Look at that. You see them? Tell me you see them, guys. So many fruits on there. We snack on them whenever we come in the garden, but the birds are early, and the birds know where to find the plant now, so hey. Alright, so that looks like we've covered the cucumbers and squashes that we have growing in the garden, don't you think? What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. I hope you were encouraged to plant something, some squash, some cucumber, something in your garden by watching this video. That's the aim of doing these videos, to encourage you to plant your own food. I plant almost everything, but this morning I chose to focus on those 2 types of plants that I have growing and producing in the garden. But I hope you were encouraged to plant something in your garden. I thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate your company as always. Thank you for all the support, the likes, the shares, the comments, the super thanks, the hypes, all of it, guys. Thank you so very much. For those of you just subscribing, welcome to the family. Appreciate you. For those of you watching and you've not yet subscribed, kindly consider doing so. Press that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we post new videos. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.